Yeah, it was.
Yeah, thank you.
He just moved the microphone from Brooke to you.
Oh, nice. That's good for that, sir.
Fresh.
So Grayson, I guess I know that your playoff experience isn't that vast, so I don't know if this even can make sense to you, but do you think you can have some momentum? That's a thing. I understand it's different matchups, different types of players, but in terms of just your shot or the way you felt, can that carry over, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first time making it out of the first round of the playoffs, so it's nice to be moving on and still playing. But I don't feel like I was doing anything different than what I've done during the regular season. So I don't know. It's not like I just went out and had a fluke game. Like I had some games like that during the regular season, stretches like that. So I don't feel like there's too much pressure on myself to like you gotta keep going. You know, it's just go out and play, and I believe in myself. I believe I can play that way.
Chris goes down for y'all. Why do you think this team was able to sort of not miss a beat and be able to close out the series that way?
We have a lot of guys that are capable of stepping up. So Chris goes down. It's kind of fill that void by committee. Everyone stepped up. Bobby's stepping up to starting. Me, Pat, Javon coming off the bench, giving great minutes. Everyone has filled in a role, a spot, and has stepped up their play to make up for it.
It won't, like you mentioned, won't all necessarily be on Giannis to make up for that, but different points this season. When Brooke is out, he's sort of taking on more. When, those guys were out of the lineup, Chris and Drew early, he took on more. What's impressed you the most about just the way he's done that this season and the way like he's been able to sort of carry you guys in that way?
Yeah, I mean, he just has that go mode where he's able to, carry large part of the offensive load for long stretches, and even if he's not scoring, it's kind of running through him, and he's the one creating opportunities for other guys. So it's impressive he's able to keep that up for a long game and still get blocks, be active on the defensive end.
What are you thinking about defensively when you enter a game?
Really just keeping in my mind everything we've gone over as far as scout. So keeping those tendencies, spots I need to be in my mind. And then outside of that, it's reminding myself to try to always be just, if I put myself physically in a stance where I'm ready, I'm probably going to be mentally ready to make a play on the backside, on the ball, whatever it is. So just reminding myself to do that and keeping myself active.
For you, playing with Drew Holiday, Drew said, like, I can feel when teams don't want to come near me. Like, it's like a shutdown corner in the NFL. Like, I can feel that. For you, you're going to be the guy playing along with them that's probably going to get targeted. What does that feel like, and what are you kind of thinking about when you're like, oh, they're going away from Drew and they're coming at me right now?
You just have to be ready, and it's some things teams have done it throughout the regular season where they just anybody but Drew pretty much, and so they try to get switches, try to get the matchup that they want. So it's just up to me to make it as difficult as possible. Not an easy switch. Don't make it something that's easy for them to get into where they're very comfortable. Just try to keep them uncomfortable.
Can you pinpoint anything specific that you've gotten better at defensively, personally, under this staff? Since, every NBA team thinks they play good defense, but this year was preached nonstop for Bud's the first 3 years. Is there anything?
I think one of the interesting things here that's been a little bit different is Bud gives us a lot of freedom defensively. Like, there's not a lot of set rules. Like, if this happens, you have to do this. If this happens, you have to do this. Like, a lot of times you give an idea of the game plan and how you want different guys guarded, but other than that, it's like gives you freedom to make a play, kind of guard certain things how you see fit. And so I think that's one of the adjustments for me this year is just kind of unleashing that freedom where you're not just moving spot to spot, kind of robotically almost, just because it's ingrained in your head, but trying to make plays out of spots, getting deflections, being active, coming over on the weak side to get steals. Like he wants us to be basketball players, make plays. So it's cool. I've had a lot of coaches that have done that on the offensive end, but not on the defensive end.
I was going to say, do you like that? Do you like that? The freedom? Because sometimes structure in it is come through some structure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying there's no structure. You obviously know your spots, your positions, but there is no perfect way that he is telling us how to guard one thing. There's a general idea, and go make a play.
What does that feel like as the new guy? Because I'm sure like everybody knows like, oh, Chris is gonna do this, or Drew's gonna do this, or Giannis is gonna do this, or Brooks is gonna do that, but like no one knows what Grayson's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, I was asking at the beginning of the year. I was asking a lot of questions about, like, all right, so if they do this, what do you want me to do? Like, what's our principles for that? And it's like, be active, make a play. It's like, all right. So it's things you figure out, and then I mean, by doing that throughout the year, I've started to make more plays, get more deflections, impact the ball a little bit more, even when I'm guarding someone else. So it makes you better when you have a little bit more freedom.
What did you think of your reaction from the crowd?
I thought it was funny. So I honestly couldn't tell if it was a majority, because there was a lot of Chicago fans there, so I couldn't tell if it was. I don't know if the Chicago fans started it and then they kind of joined in. Yeah, I thought it was funny. Wes loved it, of course.
Giannis actually said he saw it like clapping and then kind of looked around and went, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was a lot of home fans.
Yeah.
And the smile on your face said it all. I thought it was hilarious.
There's a whole Bucks section by us of fans specific, and they started it. Oh, yeah.
So the
No
question is,
question.
are road moves any different than home moves for you?
I mean, look, I don't think we didn't have, or they didn't, I don't think they had like this grand intention of like, if we boo you, it'll make it so much easier when you get booed on the road. It'll be just noise. Like, it wasn't like this great idea that they came up with. But a result from it is like, I mean, I'm expecting boos in Boston, and like, I mean, it is what it is. Like, my own bench is booing me, so like, what's different, Yeah.
Aren't you coming back? You got to get Wesley back. You can't let him get away with it. Start thinking about it, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. Yeah, I'll figure something out.